Hi everyone, this is Tommy. I'm going to do a video today about sports in the Philippines. I know I've talked about working out and some recreational activities you can do, but I'm going to talk about actual sports that people watch, talk about, participate in, all this stuff. Same stuff pardon me while I adjust myself. It's centered here. This is the second time I shot this video, and I'll tell you why. Because in the first video I said the word cock too much, and it's not a bad word, but the number one fighting in the number one sport in the Philippines is cockfighting. I'll use the word roosters going forward. It's tough for an American to watch two roosters, fight to the death. It'd be all right if they fought a little bit, and when one got knocked down, they ended the fight, and that rooster could go off to retirement. It's not the way it's done there. I remember one Sunday, and when I landed in Manila and landed on the island I live in, I saw billboards for food and drops and probably steroids of some sort that make roosters stronger. They would have a picture of a rooster going like this with these drops. So it's a huge thing, and everybody has roosters all over the place. All you hear in the Philippines is cock-a-doodle-doo. I mean, a rooster is a big deal. Not all of them are fighting roosters or fighting cocks, but a lot. It's the number one sport. I remember one time, besides seeing all the billboards, which I thought was funny, it's the commercials on TV. It's huge there. It's the number one sport. I remember one time I was walking with my wife, and there was no exaggeration, maybe 1,000 motorcycles and scooters. That's the main mode of transportation. Parked outside what was an underground basketball court, and I looked, and it was two roosters going at it, and one of them was going to die. I quickly walked away. I don't have the stomach for it. Now, that day, the next day, the day after that, I probably ate some chicken. I was, as soon as I got home, I probably sooner or later made it over the Colonel to get a bucket. But it's a little barbaric to us. It takes some getting used to. It's their national sport. I won't watch it. I mean, I've seen roosters on streets, like sparring sessions. I can't. If you choose to live in the Philippines or Vietnam or anywhere in Asia where things are different, you're going to either have to be all right with something or just not participate or participate. I can't see myself ever liking roosters fighting to the end. I laughed because I was going to say something else. Second sport. On a little lighter note, it's actually kind of funny. Their sport that people participate in is basketball. Now, I remember I was at a gym working out, and this guy came up to me, and he came up to about here. I mean, we were doing some weights, and I play sports. I said, "What sport do you play?" He goes, "Basketball." Like, oh, I'm thinking two guard, maybe a point guard. What position? Power forward. I said, "Power forward? I'm here." He was one of the bigger power forwards in whatever league it was he was playing in. The average height of the average Filipino man is probably 6 to 7 inches smaller than an American, or probably 5 inches shorter than a European or whatever. But they're a lot shorter than us. So it's not unusual to hear of a guy who's 5'8" being a power forward. I mean, I guess Spud Webb could have been a center there, I guess. But it's funny that is their favorite sport because they're so small. It'd be like going to live in a land of giants and being a jockey on a horse. Maybe that works. But also boxing is very big. Manny Pacquiao is a hero there. I used to box, so when I go there and I'm working out, I have people asking me all sorts of questions. They love it. It's not something that's done. They have a huge Golden Gloves or amateur network, but they do it, and you turn out a Manny Pacquiao. The Philippines certainly isn't America when it comes to boxing, but it's they do all right there. They don't have baseball. If they do, it's very, very small, and I didn't see it. They certainly don't have American football. They certainly don't have ice hockey. But probably the best athletes and the best sport that I've ever seen in the Philippines is diving. These people can dive off cliffs, give themselves this much way of error, and they thread the needle. I have never seen natural divers like I did in the Philippines. You probably have guys that could match Greg Louganis, but they're out where there's no TV, and they are, I think it's in their DNA, believe it or not, It's, I believe, in a certain part of the Philippines, it's in their DNA to be great divers. They have the lung capacity, they have the equilibrium. Me, if I do a belly flop, I'm out of sorts for a few minutes. Anyway, there's a million other sports we could talk about, but when I got there, I saw which was good, which didn't exist, and other things like that. Um, Mixed bag, like everything else. You know, again, you're on somebody else's court, you got to play their game. Hope you enjoyed the video.